Before we begin, thank you very much to this name. Wow, that is a name that I'm not even going to attempt. But thank you very much. I wonder if some people pitch into the Patreon campaign just to see if I can pronounce their name. And I'm sorry if I don't even attempt it. I don't want to butcher it. But thank you very much. If you want to do the same, go over to patreon.com/TJOmega. I don't ask for a whole lot, and I try to do what I can to pay you guys back for the generosity and the support, because it does make a world of difference here. Thank you guys. So, as I'm recording this, I was just eyeballing something that popped up on my Discord channel. Yes, I have a Discord. It's in the link is in the description below. That's where it's always been. And I'm looking at something new coming out from Power Rangers. Don't talk much Power Rangers on this channel, but every now and then something piques my interest. And what I'm looking at, and why am I doing this? Give me a second. All right, here we go. Visual example. Much better. Check out Power Rangers 7-inch retro-style Zord action figures with packages that evoke the days of recording your favorite episodes. Pre-order at Walmart with limited quantities on Hasbro Pulse. Pulse Premium members exclusive pre-order window from 10 a.m. So, exclusive line to Walmart that is just Megazords. It's just like Megazord action figures. It's essentially like the retro Morphin line, but just Megazords instead. And that's kind of exampled by the fact that we're getting what was his name? He was, of all things, we're getting NinjaCon, which is the Power Rangers Ninja Storm, the super random Ninjor remold that they did back in the day. We're getting that. That's a great. So when Hasbro was like, we gotta reissue, we gotta get a reuse out of literally every mold we make, this is what they're willing to go through to do that. But I'm looking at the other ones here, and looking at like their take on the Dino Megazord here, and I don't know, guys. I'm seeing like very low articulation. I'm seeing a lot of paint details missing. The poor Sabertooth Tiger. It looks like it's half done, because it is half done. Like none of the details survived outside of just like a little bit of the silver. Let's look at the other ones real quick. Thunder Megazord. All right, Unicorn and Griffin have very little detail on them. Even some of the striping on the lion on the shoulder parts is missing. That's unfortunate. And then Galaxy Megazord, because why not? I mean, this one looks better because the details on that one were a lot simpler. Like they get away with it a little bit more here. But my question to you is, who are these for? I'm genuinely curious. I'm genuinely trying to figure out who these were made for. Because if it was just like Titan Hero figures and they were just made for kids, okay, fine. They can be you can cheap out on the paint. You can make it super simple. You can give them like just basic articulation, fine, whatever. But you look at the tweet, and they go, limited quantities on Hasbro Pulse. Pulse Premium member exclusive pre-order window from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern. All fans at 11 a.m. Eastern. They're actually expecting, and of course there's going to be anyone who collects anything Power Ranger, anything that collects original Mighty Morphin especially. But when you look at that and you think to yourself, they really expect collectors to go for this. These super simple, like there's no knees, there's no elbows, there's no waist, there's very little going on here as far as articulation goes. And if we really want to be serious here, even the sculpting is not great. Like, I will never understand why. I will never understand why these Megazord toys that are dedicated just action figures are still trying to hold to the toys' proportions. Why? Why, if you're just making like an action figure Megazord, why wouldn't you just make it accurate to how the suit looked in the show? Why wouldn't you do that? Like that makes all the sense to me. And to my knowledge, like the only one I can remember that was like dead accurate to how like the actual physical suit in the show looked was that like super jumbo vinyl they made in Japan. My God, I wish I owned that. That looked so cool. It looked like a tiny version of the Megazord from the show, or a tiny version of Daijujin, I should properly say. If I look at this, it's one of those situations where like I don't see what you did right. I can only see what you did wrong. And here's what frustrates me is that this has just been a repeating pattern with Hasbro and the Megazords. It's like they're struggling to figure out what to do with the most popular sect of Power Ranger toys, but they're completely missing the point. Fans, and by fans I mean me, but I know, I'm not trying to speak for fans, but I know I'm right there with the majority of fans who have been there since the Legacy collection going, we don't want die-cast. We don't want simple figures. We want show accuracy and cartoon in full articulation. Why is that hard? You're the Transformer people. Making like shape-changing robots is your thing. How is it possible that we do not have a fully formed Megazord with high articulation at this point? They did a new run. They did their own take on Dinozords. They were a small, simple figure. They were like simplified versions for kids. Fine. And to be fair, that one was missing a lot of detail, but it was much better articulation than previous retail release Megazords. It's not saying a lot, but it's an improvement, and it's a show that Hasbro is capable of it. So I just keep wondering, like, why are we getting things like this when this is not... Like, I would understand. I would understand if this was just for the kids line. I would understand if this is just like, well, we're just putting Megazords out for kids. Then why are you doing Lost Galaxy? I can understand a parent sitting down with their children today, and turning on Netflix and showing them the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers they grew up with and getting their kid into it. But who made it all the way to Lost Galaxy? That's what I'm asking. Like, that feels like this is a nostalgia grab, but you're doing it in a way that people after nostalgia don't want. We don't want simplified. We don't want action. We really, truth be told, we don't want Megazord action figures unless you're doing like super high articulation Lightning Collection level action figures, right? We want something that can actually like stand face to face with the monster figures, which means bigger than the actual Rangers. I hate how big, everyone hates how big the monster figures are. They're way too tall. But you could have saved it because these are 7-inch. These are 7-inch. You could stand these in front of, like the big King Sphinx and all, and Pumpkin Wrapper, and you might actually see something that's relatively in scale. But they're going to look wildly different because the detail level's so different. I'm confused. I'm confused. Like, how... I don't know how a fandom can have the exact same complaint for so long and have it completely fall on deaf ears, even when the ears are from a completely different company. And they're still just like beating around the bush about it. You remember like the big like the one Lightning Collection Megazord they've done so far was a Zeo Megazord action figure. Who asked for an action figure that's Zeo Megazord? And again, it wasn't that great. It was still like it still wasn't replicating the proportions from the show. So I don't know what they're doing. Like, it's like they're trying everything they can with the Megazords without actually making the Megazords. And this should be a layup. This should be like the easiest thing in the world to think of. Give us the original Dinozords with articulation. Give us a new, look back, like, what are your most popular seasons? Okay, so you're talking like Time Force, In Space, Wild Force, what I'm thinking of. I know Jungle Fury was popular. RPM. It's not hard to like pick through your catalog and go, these are hot spots. Okay, make those. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, why have the Transformer people just like stared at the Astro Megazord and just gone, we're not gonna do anything for that? Why aren't you? It is a Transformer. Like, it's got a part-formery head, but it is a transformer. It's one of the most popular Megazord designs, and that's like so easy to have better articulation in. You don't even have to try very hard for good articulation in that design. Make it. Do something with it. You bought this franchise, and you act like you don't know what to do with it. You act like collectors, aren't telling you what they want. You're acting like, like it's been years now, and we're still at this phase where Hasbro feels like they're still feeling out the market to figure out what collectors will actually buy. We'll buy accurate Megazords. We will buy well-painted and well-articulated Megazords. We will buy articulated combining Megazords. It's not hard. Oh, and for the love of God, don't throw diecast into them. I hated that. I hated that in the Legacy collection. That made them so much more expensive than they had to be. Are these really going to be 6 inches? Because are these really going to be 7 inches? Because I saw a Ninjor just yesterday, and he's just like a basic little figure. No, hopefully he's just like the small one of the batch. Because yeah, like the only hope these things have of like hitting any kind of interest is, just being big enough to be, stand eye to eye with the monster figures, and they're still not going to even do a good job of that. Now, I can see a customizer going nuts on this and making it look fantastic, but we shouldn't have to do that. Shouldn't have to do that. I also like how the box art is cutting off the legs, so the box art is accurate to the toy, but it's hiding the part that looks terrible. Clever packaging design. Starters, yes. I'm just in disbelief here, because it seems like every time I see Hasbro put out something new for Power Rangers, it's missing the mark. We're finally getting Monsters of the Week as modern figures, but they're too big to be in scale with the Rangers. We're finally getting we're getting like a large-scale Megazord with high articulation, but it doesn't combine, and it doesn't separate. And now, well, we're doing like basic size, like Marvel Legends style action figures of the Megazords. Well, by that we mean we're doing like, normal size action figures. They're not going to have articulation or good paint jobs. I'm just gonna get this out of the way just so we can cover all the bases here. I understand Megazords are a lot more complicated than a Transformer, since they have to break down into individual parts. They have to be solid on all sides, and they can't like hollow them out the way they do Transformers to cut the cost. If we got a articulated Megazord that actually had good levels of detail, it would have to be expensive. And you know what? I think we're fine with that. I think I think Power Ranger fans at this point are completely fine with paying premium to get something we have literally been asking for since 1994. I'm trying to remember if that date is right, but I don't think it matters because, fine, early 90s. We've been asking for this since the early 90s. Let's just leave it at that. And just... I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just so weird. It's so weird to have the exact same complaint for so long and just have the same people just go, we don't know what to do. Hopefully they figure it out, because I still have high hopes for what Hasbro can do with the Power Ranger brand. I need those Power the Prime Dinobots in Dinozord colors. I need that simple transforming Megazord to be in Dinobot colors. Where is that San Diego Comic-Con or PulseCon exclusive? Hopefully they figure it out, because there is so much potential to happen. I'm just waiting for someone at Hasbro to realize it and actually do it. Be a nice change of pace. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.